He's Craig Segar, NBA on TNT, and doing double duty. He's going to be working March Madness. So you got Turner and CBS providing full national coverage of all 67 tournament games, 4 networks, TBS. You got CBS, TNT, True TV beginning tonight. NCAA First Four at 6:30 Eastern. Craig Sager working alongside Marv Alberts, Chris Webber, Len Elmore in Omaha for the second round. That'll be Friday, March 20th on CBS. Craig Sager back better than ever. Sigs, how are you, buddy?
Well, I'm pretty good, so I saw you hurt your hand. Oh, my God, right at this time, March Madness? We used to have those battles over at Georgia Tech, and that's the one area that I had no game for you, and that was shooting. Obviously, you're a much better shooter than I am, but I may have to take you one-on-one again now.
Yeah, but
I think I can get my defense and my hacks and all that stuff. I think I can handle you.
But, Sigs, I feel bad talking about my hand surgery after you came back from leukemia. So, I mean, They might be equal to some people, but I realize that your comeback was far greater.
Well, thanks. It was a long, tough road, a long 11 months, but I feel good now. I lost close to 50 pounds, but I've gained about 25 of it back, so that helps a lot because I was very weak there for a while. But, mentally, I think I've been ready for a long time to come back. And physically, finally, on March 1st, they said, you can go for it. And
Wow.
I still have a little maintenance work. I had to go to the podiatrist yesterday. I got to get some blood taken tomorrow. But other than that, I think I'm in great shape. You're not officially cured for 3 years, but I'm in total remission. And I had wonderful doctors and a lot of great support. I think we got this battle won.
Did you have a plaid hospital gown?
Better than that. I actually, Marv Albert sent me a Superman one. Eric Spolster sent me a makeshift one from Hooters. And Steve Koonin had one made. He's head of the Hawks. He had one made out of sequins.
Nice.
So all these sequin things. And, so I had to go in the hospital. Nobody got to see me, but I was flashing it.
What were the warning signs?
I didn't have any. It was crazy. I was just doing that game down in Dallas. I'd done a game Tuesday in Miami, flew to Indiana on Wednesday to give a speech to try to save the Wigwam, an old high school gym there, and then flew to Dallas on Thursday and went to shoot-arounds and did the games. And normally I run on the Katy Trail before the game, and I thought, well, no, I'm kind of tired, which I'm never tired. And that was, I guess, my first warning sign, but it was that day. And I did the game, and after I was going back and forth between the two locker rooms, getting my interviews, taking my tapes to the truck, and all of a sudden I just felt like I was in a twilight zone. I saw Tarek Suriel, the doctor for the Dallas Mavs. He goes, Sager. He goes, I've known you a long time. Something's wrong. You got to go to the hospital. I go, okay, when? He goes, now I'll drive you. And they took me to the hospital, and my blood level, my hemoglobin was 4.6, and according to medical standards, that is walking dead. They never see that low of blood count unless you're in a trauma car accident or something. You lose all this blood. So it hit me like a brick wall. I guess my body had been apparently fighting it for maybe months, years. I didn't know it. And all of a sudden I just lost the battle.
If he doesn't take you to the hospital, Craig.
Yeah, he said that right away. He said, if you were to go to the hospital, he said you wouldn't be around because with that low blood counts, immediately your other organs start to shut down, and I probably would have had a stroke and heart attack, and probably wouldn't have got out of Dallas.
He's Craig Sager, NBA on TNT, also part of TBS's March Madness coverage, joining a Stan Patrick show. And then to see your son, Craig Jr., on the sideline doing the interview with Coach Popovich, I couldn't hold back tears. I don't know how you were with it, but pretty emotional seeing that.
Well, it was. It's so rare that one of your kids can be a match as far as being a donor for the transplant. And here he was 6 out of 6, and they did further molecular studies and everything else, and he came a 10 out of 10. So my whole life depended on him. And then I was just watching the game like I could do in the hospital. So all I could do is watch TV, and they go, well, coming up, Craig Jr. will be interviewing Popovich. And I go, what? I just saw him in the hospital. How the hell is he going to be in San Antonio? I couldn't understand it. And apparently, some people had asked him, and he flew out that morning. And, oh, my God, I'm laying in bed. I said, what the hell's going to go on here? And I think he thought it was going to be taped too, but Coach Pop wanted to do it live. And then to watch him do it, he did such a great job. And I'm looking, he's got some coat he grabbed out of my closet that morning. And, I was very proud of him. And, like I said, tears running down my cheeks. And then when Popovich turns to the camera and says, I'd rather be talking to your dad. I hope he gets back. And I promise you I'll be nice to him. I go, oh, no, that wouldn't be right. And then I got phone calls from other people. Monty Williams called. They go, no, he just said that. He'll go Serbian on you again.
Yeah, you don't want Popovich to be nice.
No, that'd ruin the whole plot.
But when did you realize when you're doing the sideline interviews, and I find it very difficult, you get two questions. How can you really get something out of them? At what point did you say, you know what, let's just have some fun with this, or I'm going to ask the questions, let him say whatever he wants to say?
I never got to the point where I thought, well, let's just, have some fun with it. Let's, he doesn't want to give me the right answers. Let me try to be funny and stuff. No, I still try to do it the, way it's supposed to be done. I try to listen to what our announcers say, and I try to ask intelligent questions that the guy at home would ask. And if, he wants to take it a different direction, that's up to him. But I don't want to get caught into a skit with the two of us who are trying to be funny. And no, it's better when I'm the straight guy and he does whatever he wants to do. Same thing with Phil Jackson. When you see Phil Jackson, you could ask him about defense. You could ask him about whatever you want to, and he's going to give you an answer about Saturn or whatever he has planned. It has nothing to do with the question you ask.
Toughest coach to interview?
Well, I think back, and I think probably Bob Knight, but Woody Herzog was that way too. And I remember working in Fort Myers and doing the Royals games, and spring training would start at 8, and I'd be there at 7:30. And I'd try to get ahead of Woody. And I remember a couple of press conferences with Woody where somebody would ask him a question, and he'd just go, that's the dumbest question. He's answered that. Same with Coach Knight. If you'd ask him a question that, people say there's no such thing as a dumb question. Well, that's wrong, because he may have answered that question in a different way, and you weren't listening. You have to listen to what they say. So I think you're in respect for those guys, but you better be prepared when you go to talk to those guys. And the same thing with, Popovich. He can make fun of you, whatever. I remember Coach Riley was like that too one time. Alonzo Mourning had kind of missed the practice, which I wasn't supposed to know, but I found out. And I said something to Coach Riley, and he goes, oh, that's the dumbest thing you ever, God, where'd you get that from? And I said, well, that's part of, building a championship, with it. And he goes, what kind of quote is that? I go, well, I got from your book on page 172, chapter 6. And then afterwards he goes up to me and goes, you smart ass.
Well, he did that to me, NBA Finals with the Knicks and the Spurs, I think. And Dr. Jack Ramsey was watching them practice, and he said, you know what the Knicks are doing? So he gave me coach speak on what they were doing. After practice, I go up to Riley, and I ask him, sort of in coach speak, what Dr. Jack Ramsey had told me they were doing. And he goes, what are you talking about? You don't know basketball. And then Dr. Jack, as I came back to him, he goes, what did he say, Dan? And he said, I didn't know basketball. And Dr. Jack got the biggest kick out of it. And he said, Riley's not going to let you know. He's not going to let you know that you know something that could be on par with what Pat Riley knows.
Oh, you're right. Dr. Jack could ask him the same question, and he probably would have, given him the right answer.
Yes.
I used to find that with Hubie Brown sometimes, I'd ask Hubie the first half, what do you want me to ask the coach at halftime or something? And he'd give me something. I go over to the coach looking like I'm some kind of an idiot. Of course, then one time Larry Johnson was playing, and Hubie goes, ask him how come he doesn't play like that all the time. And I said, hey, Larry, Hubie Brown wants to know why I don't play like well, you tell Hubie Brown he's not my coach. He never will be. And that's Hubie Brown.
I love that. Yeah, put the blame on Hubie Brown. If we go into your closet, how big is the closet, by the way? How many sport coats? Is it like Liberace now?
Well, it's expanded because the clothes I had before, I lost 50 pounds. I've gained about 20 some of it back, but I had to go out shopping. So I've been doing that. And Stacy's closet, she's been moved out. There's no more room for her. She has maybe a little corner. So she has kids' room and has her clothes in there. So it's expanding. I don't know. It's probably a good 150, 160 coats in there. But nice. it gets tough for the NCAA tournament because I got 8 teams in one day. So you don't want to show too much favoritism, but you don't want to get somebody mad. If I wear, red, they're going to think I'm rooting for Wisconsin. If I wear blue, they'll think I'm for KU, and it gets getting to the point where I kind of use plaids, checks, and stripes. Some people may think they don't go good together, but in my closet they look fine.
Just go all white.
Yeah, I used to have a bracket tie I had made, which was really nice. It was black and had the white brackets, and then the next year I had white with black, and then I wore it again for the third time last year. I had some people tweet out, "Segar, come on, that's the best you can do. You wore that tie 2 years ago."
Wow. What about this? We'd like a piece for the man cave. You got something for the man cave here?
Yeah, I know you've always talked a little bit about my trophy case where I have Morgana's bra, George Brett's jock, and Seattle Slew's you-know-what. But,
poop. Yeah, you got poop from Seattle Slew.
Yeah, yours kind of cluttered there. But actually, I had to go get a new pigeon shot on Sunday. My kids were playing tennis, but my levels were low, so I had to go to the hospital. And they give me this new pigeon shot, and I said, "This was pretty expensive." Somebody told me that's like $7,000. They go, "This new pigeon shot you just had was $10,000.
Oh, my God.
I said, $10,000 for a shot? They go, yeah. I said, oh, my God, give me 100 of them. I'm worth $1 million. And they said, yeah. I said, somebody ought to come up with a Rolls Royce and give it to me and give me a free trip to the Bahamas for $10,000. So I got the syringe. Would you like the syringe from the $10,000?
No, I don't want your syringe. Give me the bracket tie.
All right, maybe that. Maybe I can work on that. But I'd like the syringe.
No, I don't want your syringe. God. Hey, glad you're feeling better. Have fun in Omaha, and thanks for joining us.
Hey, anytime, DB.
All right, buddy.
Hey, happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, you too.
We got to get a keg of beer and a raft and go down to Chattahoochee, where the river's always green.
Yes. Thank you, Craig. Yeah, I think we had a few beers before. Segar,